That's right, episode 43 of the Rated RR podcast. It's so good, the support you guys have been giving us, and that you continue to help us want to do more, and we're going to keep it coming. Roshan, great to have you on the call. How are you feeling today, Rosh?
I'm good, feeling good as always, and looking forward to the chat that we've got on today's episode.
Yep, I'm certainly looking forward to the guest we've got lined up. Vincent Bezecourt, who freshly joined Geylang International, I hope we got his name right, joins us on the call to introduce himself to the Singapore football fans. Vincent, how are you doing?
Doing well, doing great actually. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Vincent, ¿cómo ça va? Did I get that right?
Yeah. Pretty good. Accent is on. Yeah.
I will try and improve as the season goes on. Man. How are you doing in Singapore? How are you settling in? We were talking about the weather here. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm loving it. Actually, I've been used to that kind of weather because I played in Miami for a bit, and it's pretty similar. But yeah, obviously it's hot and very humid and very different than France right now. But I like the heat, so yeah, it's been fun so far.
Have you been anywhere interesting so far? Had a chance to look around?
No, not that much to be honest. No, I've been to Katong a couple of times, and obviously the city center. By Raffles Place, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, looking forward to see more for sure.
You got plenty to look at, man. If you need a tour guide or anything, Roshan and I can find time to bring you around town. Don't worry about that. Vincent, just to ask you, you've arrived in Singapore with a bit of fanfare. We're quite excited to have you in the Singapore Premier League. But how did this move from Armenia to Singapore come about?
Well, it's actually funny. Yeah, it's very funny actually. So. In Armenia, it was great, like we won the championship, we qualified for European, the UEFA Conference League, which was great. But besides all that, the football is very particular there, the way it's ran and everything. And then, I knew that it was the end of the cycle for me in Armenia because I had won the championship, Europe, like I couldn't do better than that, So I was looking for a new challenge, and then my main objective was to come back closer to Europe, to my family. So I was aiming maybe, like Spain, Portugal, stuff like that. And then the funny thing is, so my brother just had his bachelor party this weekend, actually, in Budapest.
Okay.
And then I go on LinkedIn and I get in contact with this agent from Budapest who was well connected there, and then so we get in contact and I ask if there's any teams in Budapest looking for number 10, and he's like, no, nothing in Budapest. Like it's still pretty slow, still COVID, blah blah. But I may have something in Singapore. And I'm like, oh, Singapore, okay. And then he asked me, do you want me to propose you? And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And everything happened like very, very quick. I think like not even a week later, I was on Zoom meetings with the management, coaches and stuff. And yeah, I had a good feeling about it. So I just went for it.
Did you know much about Singapore and the Singapore Premier League before that?
No, honestly, no. I knew about Singapore because I have a few friends that lived here before work, in tech or in banks, stuff like that. But no, about football, no, to be honest.
So when he told you about this opportunity to come over and play in Singapore and play for a Singapore Premier League club, did you then start doing your research on who you're potentially going to be playing for, what the league is like?
Yeah.
Was that your process?
Yeah, exactly. So obviously now we are well connected. So I went straight on Google and I Googled Singapore, and then obviously I knew the city a little bit. So yeah, I mean, the city is very attractive, obviously. And then after I Googled the league, and I found it pretty similar to Armenia actually, where there's only like 8 to 9 teams. Competing for pretty much like in Armenia it was European competition, here it's Asian competition.
That's right.
And then and yeah, I don't know, I like the idea, and like I've been traveling a lot through football, and this was an opportunity to discover Asia a little bit. So yeah, it was exciting for me to come here.
Vincent, you mentioned there you very quickly got a couple of Zoom calls with the management, with the coaches. In my mind, how does a footballer prepare for an interview with the management? Like, are you watching YouTube videos of the club, or, just how do you do it? Because in a COVID world, everything's on Zoom. So how are you preparing for this interaction with the management and stuff like that?
No, to be honest, I didn't even prepare for it because we didn't really know each other, and it was just like a Zoom call to get to know each other, and why they were interested in me, why they think I could fit the system and the philosophy of the coach's playing style. And yeah, had a good feeling. Everybody was very professional, and then so yeah, I guess they convinced me.
Yeah, well, so what exactly convinced you to make the trip all the way here to play for Geylang?
Well, first there was the fact that it was the winter transfer market window, which is always pretty slow in Europe. And then, yeah, coming out of Armenia, I wasn't sure if I was gonna get many opportunities. And then after Armenia, I was really looking forward to play in a nice environment, more professional, because the working conditions there I didn't really like. Okay. And then, so I knew obviously Singapore is a very, very nice city, modern, and I figured the clubs were probably gonna be more organized and more professional. And yeah, and I just went for it. And for me, it was another little adventure. You know, I enjoy going abroad, like discovering new cultures, new football, and so yeah.
That's great to hear that your sense of adventure almost brought you all the way here. It's early days yet, but how are you settling in with the team in terms of preseason training? How's it coming along with Geylang?
Great, actually. So we have, I mean, I didn't know that, but we have so many new guys. So it's a brand new team. And then, so we just had, just before Chinese New Year, we had like this team bonding little weekend. And actually, like the vibes were great, a lot of fun. So yeah, it's been very exciting. The guys are great. I had a warm welcome. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, you see you come in and it's like at times, I'm sure it will be quite a bit culture shock in certain situations as well. So it's so important for them to try and help you out in terms of settling. And has anyone in the team sort of stepped up in that sense, stepped up to say, you know, Vincent, welcome to Singapore. If you need anything, give me a call and things like that. Anyone from the playing squad?
From the playing squad, well, I'm living actually with the 3 other foreigners, so it's very easy for me to connect with Zuzu, Taka, and Rio, and we get along very well. And yeah, some of the local guys also are great, like Yusefa, Azwan, all these guys have been great from the start. And yeah, no, honestly, first of all, it's one other thing is like obviously Singapore speaks English, so it's very easy to communicate and connect. While in Armenia, I was struggling with Russian, Armenian. Now this is a big plus, and yeah, it's been very easy for me to adapt and to get in the team. Yeah.
You talked about it there, Vincent, getting along with your new teammates, acclimatizing to lifestyle and stuff like that. What are your thoughts on head coach Noor Ali then? Because as Singapore football fans, we know him to be quite a character. So what have your initial impressions been of Noor Ali?
Honestly, he's been great, very welcoming from the start. He's very clear, has high expectation, which is great. And to be honest, I think he's a great person, obviously, but he's also a great coach. I've had like a lot of coaches, but I think he's very talented and passionate. And yeah, it's very communicative as well. And yeah, so far it's been good. I didn't know actually that he was pretty big in Singapore.
Yeah,
a couple of days ago, and yeah, so it's. I think I'm gonna have fun under his leadership, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking forward to seeing Noor Ali on the touchline again this season. You know, it's quite interesting watching him. He's entertainment as well, along with the team. He's entertaining to keep track of. Vincent, I wanted to get your description of your own playing style because, you know, it seems like you've had a really interesting career playing in New York. You know, you played in Armenia and then now you're coming to Singapore and you're coming here at a really good age. You're 28.
Yeah.
You know, so you're kind of coming into your prime as a player. Tell us what we can expect from you on the pitch.
Well, I think I love to the main part of my game is between the lines. You know, I love to find this red zone and turn with the ball, and then from there, like set up my teammates or set up myself. You know, I'm not the most physical for sure, but I think technically I'm pretty good and I have a good vision. Not the fastest, not the strongest, and then I think with my last touch, let's say last pass or last shot, I can be accurate, and yeah, so that's my game.
We talked about it earlier, preseason. Have you managed to get any preseason friendlies under your belt? The reason I'm asking is because I want to know whether you're getting used to the pace of the game here almost to see if it suits your style.
Yeah, actually, so I think when I got out of quarantine, I had like one training session, another one, and then it was gone. And starting from the start. And then obviously coach wants to play like a pressing style, which I'm familiar with because I've been in the Red Bull Academy, who is well known for high pressing. So I was a little bit out of shape, and to press from the start like that was a bit rough. And that was the first game against Young Lions. And then after, so I had 1 week of training, and then I felt a little bit something on my quad, so I didn't play the following game against Tampines. But yeah, now I'm feeling great, and hopefully I'll get to play all these preseason games to get the little things right and get ready for the start in 1 month.
Yeah, what are your impressions of? I know it's very, very early days. You still got a long way to go here in terms of playing the league. But what are your early impressions of the standard of play?
It's good. It's a football I like because, like I say, I'm not too physical, but I like to play, and I feel like coach is asking us to play and to press and to be an exciting team. And the game we've played against Young Lions, I thought we did great. It was a little bit more difficult against Tampines, but I think with time we'll come along. And I was really surprised by the quality of the tactics and the ideas within the team. And I think we can provide some quality football, and I'm excited.
Speaking of quality football, and you mentioned Geylang having a host of new faces. Sime Zuzul is another player they've signed as well, and he's your housemate by the look of things. We all know Sime Zuzul for his goal-scoring prowess, right? He's shown it time and time again. How excited are you to then supply the ammunition to him and really lead Geylang's charge from the front, the two of you?
Yeah, I mean, from the start, the coach told us that we would have to, connect and play together. And it's pretty easy because I think Sime is a complete player. He can hold the ball, he can run in behind. He's big, he's strong, he's also technical. He's very efficient in front of goal. So I think he's gonna give me a lot of options, whether it's like connecting with him, like short passes, quick plays, or like playing, the longer balls, like in behind. So yeah, now we don't know each other, so we need to learn how to behave towards each other. But I'm looking forward to play with him. And so far in training, it's been great. It hasn't been perfect, obviously, but I think hopefully we'll have some nice plays together this year.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about the league in Singapore as well, Vincent. I'm not sure if you are aware of this, but the league actually had French champions. I think back in 2010 it was Etoile. Have you heard of them? Are you aware of them?
I think everybody told me about it. Oh, yeah. We had a French team once. I'm like, a French team playing in Singapore. How is that possible? And then, so they explained a little bit, and they told me about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've had French players playing in the league and being quite successful. Do you know much about some of the guys that were here previously? I think the last one we had was it Behe?
Yeah,
in,
I think
Behe in 2018?
I think
we
so.
also had the likes of Frederick Mendy, who's played for Guinea-Bissau as well. He's played for Home United.
Have you heard of any of those names, Vincent?
No, I haven't. But I've spoken to a lot of the guys, and so they showed me the players. So I went on Google. Looked at the career. Obviously, I don't know them personally. Some of them by name a little bit, but I mean, I was surprised to learn that French people came to play in Singapore and stuff like that. So it's good to know that people were here before me and I'm not the first one.
Does that kind of help you ease into it a little bit? Does that take a bit of pressure off your shoulders?
No, not really.
No?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm the only French player here right now. So.
Vincent, just quickly, speaking about pressure, right? Last season, Geylang had this immense player called Matthias Moraes, and he lit the league up. So he's left. You've come in to light that firepower for Geylang. Does that add pressure to you to want to deliver?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure. I know who he is, obviously, because players told me about it, but I'm not sure if he was the main guy in the team. But I have the feeling this year, I'm not gonna be that guy. I want to provide to other guys as well.
Yeah.
So I don't think. I I don't think pressure should be all on me at all, because I think we have a great chemistry. Like we have a great team. Like obviously, Sime Zuzu is the one who's gonna be banging goals, so he has
Just
to
push the pressure on, huh?
exactly. He must have a little bit of pressure on him as well. But yeah, I'll take for sure a little bit of pressure, but I don't think I'll be like Maurice last year for sure.
Well, no, listen, all about the team effort. Vincent, let's talk about your career before coming to Singapore. Like I said, I think it's been really interesting to look at, to study it. You know, you went to study in America, you played college football there, and then you moved on to play for New York Red Bull. What was that experience like?
Well, but at first I was in France, and I've been followed by clubs until I was 14, like Gerrard and Bordeaux, my hometown team, pretty much. Every year they were talking to my parents, blah 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 blah, and I never made a jump to the professional team. And I think that was my last year in France, and so I got my degree there, and I went on trials to 2 professional teams, and didn't go well. I was like, okay, like it's enough, you know, like football, do your thing. And I've always wanted to live in America.
Yeah.
And especially New York. New York was always for me, like the place I wanted to live. And I got the chance to get a scholarship there to study and play for the university without paying my tuition. So I was like, for me, that was a no-brainer. I'm going.
Yeah.
But in my head, it was like, it's 2 years, I get my bachelor's, and then, you know, I go back. And so I do my 2 years, which was great. Honestly, probably the best human experience so far. I met a lot of people. That's where I became like a man. Before I was a kid. And then I was actually applying to do my master's in Barcelona after that. And then I guess I did well my second season, and the New York Red Bull scout department scouted me. So, and they invited me for this combine where they gathered all the college players. So it was like 60 college players, but I came from St. Francis College, which was like a super small school, maybe 3,000 students. So I had no experience at all. And I was competing against guys from UCLA, like Stanford. I was like, I have no chance. You know, these guys, you know, like they're in the news. They're going to the draft. They're gonna get drafted. And then next thing we know, out of the 60 players, they picked 2, and that was 2 foreigners, 2 French guys.
Wow.
For me, another guy. And then they invited me to preseason with the MLS team. And that went great. They were thinking about signing me with the first team already, but they didn't have an international spot for me because they have a limit of 7 or 8 foreigners. So I had to prove with the second team first, and then eventually a year and a half later I signed with the first team. Yeah.
It's amazing. You say you dreamt of living in New York, and then you go on and do so well and end up playing for football. It's amazing to hear. One of those things about that senior team, Jesse March was in charge of the New York Red Bulls while you were there. We all know him having gone on to RB Leipzig and stuff like that. What's he like as a man manager and a coach?
For me, he's the best manager I've had. For sure. He's a great communicator, great motivator. He's always honest, very clear, high expectation. I mean, he's got everything, honestly. He's very close to the players as well. So he has this ability to get going, to bring the team together and to make everybody better. Like everybody that came to the Red Bull system when he was there, I think got better. And we could see that on the field as well, because we've been very successful under his management. And for me, it was just casual for him to leave for Europe. He was already taking German classes at the time. We knew that he was gonna make the jump to Europe, and unfortunately, it didn't go too well for him in Leipzig. But I'm sure he'll bounce back. Honestly, he's a great coach. Yeah,
I think we're expecting him to certainly bounce back, as you said. Now, the thing with New York as well, New York Red Bulls, is they've got a really good academy system in terms of producing players. You know, we've seen the likes of Miazga, for example. We've even seen Tyler Adams go on and play in the Bundesliga. Did you have an opportunity to interact much with Tyler Adams? What was he like?
Oh yeah, Tyler Adams. So my first year, I was with Red Bull too. So we played in the same team because he was only 16 years old and he was playing with the reserve team. Starting, obviously, was great. So the whole year I was with him. We won the second division, the USL Championship with him. And obviously the next year he went to the first team and I had a lot of minutes with the first team. And then I followed him with the first team. And yeah, he's my friend. We had some great times together on the pitch, off the pitch. Great guy, very mature for his age. Yeah, very passionate, high energy, and yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised to see him succeed in Leipzig, and he fits the Red Bull philosophy perfectly. So yeah.
Any interesting stories from off the pitch about him that we can dig out of you?
I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything. No, but no, not really. Just
That's definitely a story, but he's a good friend. Vincent's a good friend.
That's a question. That's a question that's quickly shut him up and kept him quiet.
No, just great banters. He's always joking around, and yeah, we just had a good time with him.
Vincent, then most recently you found yourself playing in Armenia for Alashkert, and you went on to win the title last year. What was that like?
Yeah, actually going to Armenia wasn't my first choice at all, obviously. I was in Miami. They offered me to stay, and looking back at it, I'm like, I mean, if I'm playing football in Miami, where would I go, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I was thinking Miami to Armenia. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, that's not the same atmosphere, let's say. No, but I've always wanted to come back to Europe, maybe, you know, just to play, just because I couldn't make it when I was younger. Now, like gaining experience and other stuff, I was like, okay, maybe I'll try to make it. And but it was in the middle of COVID, so obviously I took a big risk, declining my Miami contract, and I was just waiting. I had a lot of like first contacts, but nothing serious. And then I refused one or two things that maybe I should have taken. And at the end of the day, it was already February. I'm like, I was home, my parents bored, you know?
Yeah.
And then, so this team from Armenia, they're like, hey, we want you. We need a number 10, and we're aiming to win the championship this year. And I'm like, I wasn't sure at first, and then I was like, okay, I'll do it for like 3 months. So from 3-4 months, from February, March to the end of the season, June. Very small contract, because my goal was to be free in the summer to maybe find something better. And then so I go out there, and then we end up winning the championship, you know. So I can say I'm an Armenian champion.
Yeah, that's right.
Not a lot of people can say that.
Yeah, and it was excellent, right? Because you won the title, you get to play in the Champions League qualifiers, you end up playing Europa League qualifiers and the Conference League as well. One of the interesting things I saw, I want to mention here as well that you scored in the Champions League qualifiers, right? I think against Connors Key, if I'm not mistaken, in extra time to take your side into the next round. But you've also played against Steven Gerrard's Rangers at Ibrox. What was that experience like?
Oh my God, this is the kind of thing that you dream when you're a kid, you know, like.
Of course.
Yeah.
You get to the stadium and like, first of all, like the day before you get to the stadium, you can see everything. It's like very British atmosphere, but it's empty. The next day you get to the stadium, so you get there maybe like 2 hours before. There's already like ton of people there. They're drinking. You have like you have the policemen on their horses already. Big security check and everything, and you're like, wow, this is what it is, like the top level here, you know. And then so we stay in the locker room. The locker rooms are actually all right. It's a very historic stadium, so it's pretty old still. But then you get out for warm-ups, and then you realize the thing is already full at like 75%, you know. What's going on? Usually warm up, there's no one there. And then obviously you when you for kickoff, it's just like packed, and people sing like crazy and they drink, and that game there I was on the bench the first half. Actually, it was great to see it from outside from the bench. To take it all in. And then warming up was crazy because they scored when I was warming up, and then it was loud. It was so loud. And then after when I came in, actually, when you play, you don't realize how this is. I realized it more when I was on the bench. But great experience for sure.
Did you happen to keep an eye out on Steven Gerrard and how he was coaching and what his style was and how he was? Because I'm asking this because Raushan is a Manchester United fan, but he absolutely loves Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard is like his favorite player. I've never seen it. How is that possible? I've never seen that. I've never seen that. So
I don't like things like this coming up in the podcast, but it clearly has. Vincent, I don't know how to answer you. How is it possible? But in another world, I might end up having been a Liverpool fan. But by the by, Steven Gerrard, you saw him up close. What was it like? Tell me, please.
So yeah, I was on the first one on the pitch before the game, and I saw him. And then the other guys, they were like, they wanted to take pictures with Gerrard before the game. For us, it was huge to see Steven Gerrard, and he was actually pretty cool. He was like, yeah, no, after the game, like I think he's a very serious guy when it comes to business. And then but after from the bench, and when I was warming up right next to the Rangers benches, so I was just looking at him here and there, And then I didn't get a chance, unfortunately, to see him after the game. And when we played in Yerevan, he had COVID, so he couldn't come.
Okay.
It was great actually to see him like that.
Yeah.
I'm actually I wouldn't say I'm a diehard Liverpool fan, but I love Liverpool. And then I've been to the stadium at Anfield when he was there with Suarez, Sterling, Coutinho, other stuff, and it was great to see him coach. And great experience.
We're already going to be good friends. We're already going to be good friends.
Our last three guests on this show have been Liverpool fans, and as much as I like Gerrard, I really think we need to vet our guests better. We can't be having this many Liverpool fans on the show. Look, Vincent, I can hear the excitement when you talk about those experiences and stuff like that. We are as excited, in fact, to have you in Singapore and to watch you in the flesh. What do you hope to then achieve with the Eagles in 2022?
Well, obviously there are teams. I learned that there are teams that are financially better suited to win something, let's say. But I think it's fair to say that we want to do better than last year, and if we can get a spot in the Asian competition, that'll be great. So I think that's a challenging one, but I think we can make it, and so clinching one of the the top 4 spots would be
potentially AFC Cup spot for the year after. Okay, anything else, Raushan, before we get into a bit of the fun stuff?
No, I think we're okay. I think Vincent has been so candid and so good with his opinions. I think we can get to the fun stuff now.
Yeah, not that it hasn't been fun at all. I mean, the last 27 minutes or so, it's been excellent. But just going into something a little bit more lighthearted here, Vincent. And I think what we're going to start is with your idol in football. Can you tell us about who it is?
Zinedine Zidane, obviously.
Of course. Okay.
But I have to say there's another one, and it's Diego Maradona.
Okay.
Any memories of watching Zidane growing up? Like, doesn't have to be in the flesh, on TV. One memory from Zidane that really inspired you.
Well, I mean, the World Cup, I was 5 years old, but I think that's probably the main event that made me fall in love with football, and him scoring 2 goals in the World Cup was amazing. And after that, obviously, I followed the national team. We won the Euro. Zidane was there. And then just watching Zidane, like even in 2006 when he played probably one of the best football in his life before he actually butt kicked Matuidi. It was great. That performance against Brazil was unbelievable. And even the guy, he's very charismatic and very chill. And I love his personality as well.
You're not going to go around headbutting anyone, right, Vincent? I hope not.
Definitely not that kind of guy.
I think actually you answered this question already. It's favorite football club. It's Liverpool, right? Is there anything else? Was there any other team?
Well, I grew up next to Bordeaux, and I grew up supporting Bordeaux, but it's been very tough supporting them lately in the last few years. And to be honest, me going to USA, I kind of cut ties with Bordeaux and that stuff.
Yeah.
I follow Paris now.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously the football they play, the players they have, and then Barcelona. So yeah, if I have to pick 3, that would be Paris, Liverpool, Barcelona.
Yeah, and if someday one of them, they were 3 of them coming in for your signature, all on the same terms. Hypothetically, which one would you choose?
I'll pick Barcelona, I think.
Barcelona. Okay.
Is that must be the Maradona factor, perhaps. Vincent, who's your best friend in football?
My best friend in football. Well, I mean, obviously I met a lot of people, and my best friends, but you guys probably don't know that. But if I have to say one guy at the Red Bulls, that would have been Aaron Long, who's now captaining the US national team at times.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, very funny guy. We lived with him as well.
Yeah.
And then that would have been him. I was also with Florian Valo at the same time also. I lived with him, great guy. But yeah, my main best friends are from like my time in the when I was 14, 15 years old back in Bordeaux in France. So
if Roshan asks you a question that you don't think is very smart, just say it's a stupid question. Don't worry about that. Who's the best teammate you've played alongside?
Well, teammate, like a locker room or teammates on the pitch?
I think what are we going for here? On the pitch?
I think on the pitch.
Yeah, let's go on the pitch.
Well, actually, I think I would go for Tyler Adams. Even though he was the youngest, he was already acting like a captain and then giving us advices, always taking care of things in front of him, even behind him. And he was already a leader even when he was like 18 years old. So, yeah, great teammate for sure.
And Vincent, in the same vein, who's the toughest opponent you faced on the pitch?
Jovinko.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
When he was playing for Toronto, right?
Yeah. I remember we were in the playoff against them in the conference final. And then this guy was just scoring free kicks for fun, like penalty kicks. Like every free kick was a goal. And we actually practiced twice before the games, like his free kicks and how to stop them with one guy under the wall, one guy that would drop in the net.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we play at home, we lose 2-1 to a free kick from Jovinko. You cannot do anything about it. And even it was just too good. So that would be the main one. David Villa obviously was very good.
Incredible, man! Some of the names that you're coming up with here, and Toronto as well, going big with Insigne potentially coming in, eventually to help them out. Can I ask you then, Vincent, the easier one of the last two questions? The best moment of your career so far?
That's a tough one because I've had a few at different levels. But I would say, okay, before I went to the US, I was playing for the French national team of universities, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so I was representing France in Russia. It's like Olympic Games for universities and a big event. And at the time I was still a student, and then we went out to Russia for 3 weeks. Great experience, and we ended up winning the gold medal, so world champion.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is probably what changed my view about football and what made me understand that I wanted to become a footballer for sure. Wow. And then that's probably my favorite memory, along with winning the Supporter Shield with MLS, the New York Red Bulls.
Yeah. I asked you this question because I thought your answer was going to be signing with Geylang.
No, wait, can you cut again? We will
put it.
I feel bad to go in with the last question now because that was such a perfect answer, but I have to. It's here. Vincent, what's the worst moment?
Don't do it. Let's end on his best moment. That was a perfect way to end it.
You think so?
I think so. Let's just end it on that.
Okay. We won't. For those listening, we are not going to ask Vincent for the worst moment in his career. We're going to end on a high on that best moment in the career because it's just a fitting ending, right? Before the 2022 season gets underway. Vincent, it's been immense talking to you and getting to know you. I think the fans and the listeners would have enjoyed knowing the other side to you, and they're all very, very excited to see you on the pitch, as are Roshan and I. So once again, thank you so much for joining us. Roshan, any parting words?
No, man, I'm really looking forward to watching you this season and watching Geylang this season. So thanks again for coming on and all the best, man.
Thank you. No, thank you for having me. This was fun and great. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys soon in Singapore on the pitch.
Yeah. Once again, listeners, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, continue to follow the channel, and we'll continue to bring you the good stuff. Roshan, thank you. Vincent, thank you. We'll see you very soon.
Thank you, guys.